clients' biggest challenges of today in the ever-changing market is like being ahead of what's next. And for us, like serving our clients along the customer journey to really make sure we are creating an impact along their activities in experience marketing.
Clients' biggest challenges today, there's so many. I think the first one is to have relevance with the audience. Perhaps that's really kind of paramount to everything that is happening in the market, is how can we ensure that whatever is created talks to the audience in a way that it feels relevant. And beyond that, it's also about ensuring that whatever they're doing, it feels like it's a value exchange. So they're adding value to audience's perspective and lifestyle. So it's about understanding behavior. It's really about understanding that it's not about a sales pitch. It's about trying to give people some kind of value to their lives. There is something that Kanye West said, which I'm not a fan of his music, by the way.
But I thought you were telling us a secret now. No.
But something that he said is quite cool. He was saying about like what the world is looking for. It's a world in which brands give people something to make the world much more kind of beautiful, rather than just trying to sell stuff for them. So I think the challenge for the brand is try to push their message in a way that doesn't feel like it's sales. It's something that adds value to their lives. So the agency's biggest challenges, I think it's really updating the model of going from this sort of conveyor belt approach and really being more agile. Also like this idea of being kind of a metric in terms of charging the client. So this idea that you have to charge a client by the hour, I think that needs to be updated. Absolutely. It's really about partnering with clients and understanding that clients has a certain objective they need to achieve, and how can we make sure that whatever we do is meeting that objective. Especially big agencies, they have this issue of being very much about themselves. And I think what we're doing differently here, which I totally buy into as an approach, is that we're really trying to look at what our clients' needs, how can we approach in a way that is valuable to them, and also how can we look at things that provides that kind of innovation, because I don't think it's a method that would ever be finished. It's always about evolution and learning from the clients how we can work with them.
Well, I totally agree on in terms of saying it's about really creating some impact, like make sure there's a extended brand awareness. It's much more than just like one occasion. So experience is not one event taking place. So it's like, it's covering much more than this. So yeah, absolutely. We as MCH Global answering to that in terms of client benefit in offering really now combining our strengths, offering really the full one-stop shop, 360 degrees service on experience marketing, right, starting from strategy right through ideation to implementation. So it's really a one-stop shop, being focused on creating some impact, like we already discussed, and being ahead of the trends, being innovative, so delivering the extra mile, and creative bravery, which I feel is absolutely your point to jump in now.
I think the European market especially is in need of a new approach. Having worked in North America and the UK for a very long time and seen the perspective from Europe, I think there needs to be an update of how we look at the whole thing. And I think the greatest thing about MCH, what we're trying to do is to really combine these strengths to kind of move forwards and really challenge the market the way things are, the status quo, how things are being done so far. And I think so far, with the creative bravery approach, really not being afraid. But again, creative bravery means so many things. I think creative bravery is really about us giving the client not so much an ego trip from a creative perspective, is understanding the client needs and giving the clients what they need in terms of a really good and impactful idea. And I think we bring all of that, especially in this sort of a stagnant market that you get in Europe.
So we are serving next generation experiences as a tagline.
Next generation experiences. My background is from global agencies, and I think it's not different from, I think the geographical position of a team shouldn't really stop you from being able to collaborate. So I think the mindset that we have is very open. We've already been doing this for quite a while now. Yes. And I think the beauty is really having the communication channels open and really being able to, exchange ideas, if it's via email, if it's about video. We are always able to kind of share the knowledge and work together. So, if at any point we're working on different briefs, we're able to collaborate and support each other.
So in a daily business, it's really interdisciplinary teams.
Yes.
From all over our offices, reading the world, working together for one client, for two clients, whatever is needed, in the different competences. So really from creative right through project management, whatever requested. Finally, we are now under the same roof. The good thing is, we are combining our strengths since years already. So it's not, the new situation is now being under one roof, which is totally easier in a daily business to catch up, to have quickly meetings, to have all the Trellos and stuff like this to coordinate the teams. So it's much more efficient in our daily business now. But in terms of client benefits, we are already answering this since years, because it's really now, with starting from the value proposition here, starting really from the strategy point of view, we can make sure all the services we are offering, we can measure accordingly to really make sure there's the impact expected on these marketing spending. So we really guarantee a kind of return on investment for our clients, and that's easier now to be close by, to make sure we get all the relevant tools, we can have the workshop together, we can share this knowledge. It's easier than setting up meetings all the time, but at least from a strategic point of view, the add-on is really to serve the whole customer journey, being able to measure this and really make sure we can get the most out of it.
So working in the same office as Reflection Market in Austin is great, because I think for every great idea there needs to be sound strategy. And I think when you have the strategic services and the creative service under one roof, I think can only strengthen our offering. I think even before we moved here, there's already quite a lot of synergy working with them. We're working very closely. I think the benefits of being under the same roof is we can run very quick workshops, brainstorms. We can bring clients in to create strategic and creative brainstorms, which is great. I feel some of the kind of the brain power that you can have, you just reach out to it and they're right next to you. I think that's of immense benefit to ourselves and consequently for our clients, because I think an idea that doesn't have proper strategic background and sound strategic foundations is not a strong idea. So yeah. I think what makes us unique is the three key, I would say, pillars to what we deliver, which is reflecting to our kind of mantra really, which supports the whole next generation experiences, which is the high impact, the innovation and the creative bravery. So we have within the agency side this kind of really strong creative approach to everything that we do. We have the Reflection Market with amazing strategic high impact perspective, and then we have the amazing delivery of through innovation, which is the guys from Expo Mobilia. So I think that combination is quite unique, not only in Switzerland but globally.
Yeah, and the only add-on is really, as you already stated, the holistic approach. So we are talking about much more than Switzerland. It's really the global footprint, and beside that, it's more than a footprint because we already got the global entities. So at least we are now playing in a different market, so to say. We are serving all the clients among different industries. And we really got beside a global solid proof, we also got financial proof being in a strong network. So we are not only offering one piece of the cake, so it's really you get the whole cake at us. So I think this is the add-on at all, because the Swiss market is quite a small market, and you've got many companies, two main companies offering, try to offer the full service, but there's no one-stop shop really in a concrete sense offering all these services one hand, which is reducing complexity, which we always have at client side and in the market, in the ever-changing market at least. So we can reduce this to one key account manager serving you along the whole 360 degrees approach in experience marketing.
But the great thing of what we offer is also the way we approach. We have different tools which offer so many different solutions. We have the fluid model, which allow us to come into any life cycle of any given projects for our clients. We have the XP model, which is about really understanding the user journey, visitor journey, and deliver that in a cohesive way. And then I would say kind of third, but not least, is really about how they come together, is able to really give the client a one-stop shop. And that sort of offering, I really think that there's no other company in the world that has the same strength as we have. Obviously, let's say our strength is experiences, but experiences mean so many things. It means a venue, it means digital, it lives in so many different worlds. So when people ask who are our main competitors, I think everyone's our main competitor, because we really are able to service all the different segments of the industry.
I think the skills you need nowadays is being agile, being ahead, like an innovative, being ahead of trends, already make your mind about what's next, and reducing, I feel personally as a key accounter, I feel it's reducing complexity. Because from a client perspective, you need something out of one hand. You don't want to deal with 5 more contact persons because you already got plenty of them in your own company to deal with every day. So it's on us to make sure to reduce this, to get out of one hand from one smart key accounter, absolutely fitting your needs in your industry, serving this client the perfect way. So.
Yeah, the most important skills to have an agency. If I go back to Switzerland, I think you have to be a bit of a Swiss knife, army knife, which is really, you need to be able to understand all the, not only the running of the agency business, but also the client business. So, kind of coming from a creative perspective, I need to be able to understand the strategic side. I need to be able to understand, the project management side. I need to be able to understand the producing side. I need to be able to understand the account management side. So I think you need to be much more open and have a number of skills that will allow you to deliver, any given project, because, what the client is requesting is non-linear, and your answer should be non-linear, and you should be able to understand where the client's coming from and give that perspective to a client. Many times in the past, I given a solution to a client which wasn't necessarily a creative solution. Although I think creativity is built in everything that we do, but I think it wasn't necessarily a creative solution, it was a business-led solution, it was a strategic-led solution. So I think it's about being a Swiss army knife. We're looking forward to the journey.
Absolutely. We are ready for next generation experiences.
We can't wait to take the market by storm and watch this space.